The Wally Show podcast is our daily radio show heard live through the WayFM app each morning and hosted by Wally, Gavin, and me, Betty Rock. For more fun, be sure to connect with us at wayfm.com/Wally.
The Wally Show podcast is brought to you by Colorado Christian University Online, where you can earn a degree online just like Betty Rock. You can learn more at ccu.edu/Wally. Let's not overthink this.
Don't think too hard about it.
It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
I think we've heard a lot from people that will say, hey, listen, you should try it. Don't knock it till you try it. And we're like, I don't know, especially when it comes to life hacks.
Yeah.
And when I saw where people were sharing their don't knock it till you try it life hack online, I dived in.
Okay.
Like, I want to know. I want to know what works for you. That might sound a little edgy, but you try it and it actually works. You may want to take these too. The first one is homemade takeout. Have you heard of this?
No.
Where people will trick their brains into believing that they actually bought food from a restaurant, but they made it at home. So some people claim that if you make a sandwich or a hamburger, you can wrap it in tin foil or something and let it sit for a little bit, like leave it for 10 minutes. And then come back and you like trick your brain into thinking you went out.
Or you could buy those. You can buy those boxes that they put like Chinese food in.
Yeah.
Make your own and put it in there.
Mm-hmm. I've even heard of some moms that will buy like a Happy Meal or whatever, and they will keep the carton.
Okay.
And then they'll make chicken nuggets at home and give them to the kids, and they think they got McDonald's.
Okay, I get that one. I get trying to fool your kids. Like,
Fool yourself?
because they're kids, but trying to fool yourself as an adult?
Listen, don't knock it till you try it.
I'm not trying that. There's no way.
Another one is if you fall victim to watching trash TV a lot, like Wally does, then you should try doing something you don't like while watching trash TV. You make a deal with yourself and you say, I'm not watching this trash TV unless I am folding laundry or I'm walking on the treadmill. Something that you kind of put to the side, but it'll kind of help you justify watching trash TV.
Oh, okay. I thought we were trying to dissuade you from watching it. I'm like, I'm not at that place.
No, it justifies it. And then finally, this is one that I find hard to believe, but maybe I'll try it. Forcing a smile. So they say that if you smile broadly for 1 minute every morning when you are alone, it tricks your brain into thinking that you're happy.
Oh my
so when you
goodness
find
gracious.
yourself in the shower, in the morning, you smile for a minute in the shower, and it's going to trick your brain into telling you, I'm going to have a good day, to quote Forrest Frank.
Oh, that is so funny. I know that they say, like they used to say in radio, to smile when you talk because it comes through on the
can hear
radio.
it.
Like, oh, people can hear you're happy. Or
Yeah.
you have a smile on. I don't know, man. What I got? How long have I been doing this? 30 years now? Something like that. I've never done that. I never done that.
But you know what? Don't knock it till you try it. Maybe you should.
Yeah. Okay. Hey!
There you go.
This is fun.
You're so happy.
Oh my
at
gosh.
that.
We're doing radio.
Yay!
times.
You're going to have a good day.
I love being up this early.
Already working.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show. And we've all heard that saying, don't judge a book by its cover, you know? And we try to teach our kids, hey, don't judge other people till you know more of the story and be careful about that. Judge not, lest you be judged. In the same manner that you were judged.
Amen.
Yeah, so there's a lot of talk about judging. And sadly, I think that there is a stigma to being a Christian partly because of people that in the past maybe have burned other people, and when it comes to light that they're a Christian, they carry that grudge or that judgment.
It's with anything. You put people in a group of people in a box, you assume that how one person treated you, that's how the rest of them are going to treat you.
And I see this so much online politically, especially right now, where someone goes, I mean, and it happens on both sides, but it's a lot of times it's levied at believers. It's like, oh, you're a Christian. Well, you hate me. Like, no, I don't. I never said I hated you.
What's your name again?
Yeah, exactly. How can I hate you? Now, your outfit's horrible, but whatever. No, but like, it's kind of like there's that predisposed nature to think that Christians are going to be judgmental, and not like somebody, not love somebody, not live out their faith. And so that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in light of what I see happening online all over the place. Have you ever experienced that as a believer where somebody wrongly assumed something about you just on the basis of you being a believer, like that you have faith, just on that basis? Maybe it was somebody at work, and they found out, Roberta's a Christian, and then they're like, I don't want to hang out with her, or whatever, or maybe it's something, when you were shopping or what have you, but just somebody had a predisposed feeling about you that wasn't accurate, and it was based solely on nothing else other than, oh, you are a believer. I'm just curious if that happens in the wild. I see it online all the time, and I'm curious if anybody has experienced that personally. So 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM. I'd love to get your stories on this just to see if it's something that's more prevalent or as prevalent as it appears to be, online. So have you ever experienced that?
Yes, I have. I get called a Bible thumper all the time and a hypocrite, and it's just awful. Like my sister, I have 3 sisters, but one of my sisters won't even go to church because she says we're all hypocrites.
I think to that I would answer, you know what, you're right. We are. we all are. As people, we all are. We all have areas that we say one thing and do another. And that's the beautiful thing about church, is that it's filled with people that aren't perfect, but they're trying to get better and they're trying to be more like this God that we say we serve. So, and then I would say, you know what, you're kind of a hypocrite too. You'd fit right in.
Right, exactly. Well, I told her, I said, I don't go there for the people. I go there for my Jesus. I go there to worship God. I don't go there to fit in with a crowd.
All right, Melissa, that's enough Bible thumping.
Right.
But I think, Melissa, you're not alone in how you feel. I think a lot of Christians feel that way. I love what my pastor had to say. He said, there are no perfect churches. Actually, you're the one that made this church unperfect, because once you joined, it became unperfect. And that's
funny.
So true.
Yeah, Betty Rock not only made her church unperfect, she made this show imperfect too.
And you're welcome.
Well, amen.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Uplifting Way FM, this is the Wally Show, and we're talking about judgment and how sometimes I believe that Christians get judged based on how people think they're going to be just by the fact that they are a Christian. I've had that happen to me, and I know some other people. I remember talking to John Cooper from the band Skillet Doo, and they were out, I think it was with 3 Days Grace. If you don't know Skillet. Yes. Oh. Feels so good. They have such a great stage show. But boy, he doesn't pull any punches on the gospel. And they've made their whole career touring with mainstream bands, which I love. And they're good. And so I remember him telling me the story one time about playing with this other band at a festival, and the guy came up to him and was like, hey, I heard you guys are a Christian band, and I thought you were going to be standoffish and judgmental in this one way. And he's like, you guys are cool. And he's like, I really want to talk to you more about your faith. And he sat with them after the show in their tour bus, and they talked about God, because they earned that right because they were good at what they did. And it broke down the barrier of that judgment and that preconceived notion.
Well, and two, that our actions speak louder than our words. We can be quick to share our thoughts, especially behind the screen. But if we get out from behind a computer and actually talk to people and just live out our faith through our actions, I think that can speak volumes.
Well, I kind of had this happen to me before I was a radio guy. I was in a Christian band, Heaven's Fire. Yeah. Don't go, ugh, that's the Lord. That's a really good message there people need to hear. But Gavin's in, thank you. And we were playing this show one time with a bunch of mainstream bands, kind of like the Skillet situation. And this guy came up to me and he goes, yeah, man, I heard you guys were a Christian band, and he goes, honestly, I thought you guys were going to be horrible, just on that basis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then he goes, and you know what? I was right. I'm like, oh, that stung.
Ouch.
And you know what? But I can't argue with you. I think you guys are better than we are.
But did you do the best single that Heaven's Fire has, the He Died for You?
I don't think we had written that one yet. This would have changed it all.
Want somebody to love you like you are.
You should get Skillet to redo these
Yes!
That would be great.
Oh, Skillet covers
He died
for you. See, I could see John
Jen
like
Ledger in the
doing that.
background.
Oh, fantastic. That is a great idea. That should be their next cover album is all Heaven's Fire covers.
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I know I'm doing it really, really well.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. I fancy myself as an amateur first responder. I see a situation, I run towards it, and not away from it. Even if I'm not qualified for said situation, you know I'm going to be there trying to help out. And that's what makes me an amateur first responder. So what Betty Rock likes to do is give me scenarios of things that have happened in real life to see if I would have handled them differently.
So this one is, there was a 27-year-old man. He found himself at a TJ Maxx, and he was just shopping, minding his own business.
27?
Yes, 27
I'm writing down the
years old.
vitals.
Okay. When suddenly he went into cardiac arrest.
Oh,
Had
wow.
a heart attack. Yes. Okay, so thankfully, there was a man there who was a CPR instructor.
Oh, that's
He was
fortunate.
there with his wife. He didn't want to go to TJ Maxx, but he knew that if he didn't go in with her, he couldn't corral her
And
out
get
of
her
the
out
store.
faster, yeah.
So he just happened to be there.
Yeah.
So he said he was shocked when everybody was just standing there trying to
Sure.
get the boy's attention, and he's just laid out flat on the floor. So this man, he took to his CPR training,
Yeah.
saved the man's life, and he's here today.
Here's what they don't tell you about CPR is that the success rate of CPR is wickedly low. Like it's in the low percentage points of the times it actually does work.
So as an amateur first responder, that's not where you would start.
No, not at all.
Okay, good to know. How would you do it?
Well, what I know about TJ Maxx is I've been there before. I'm shocked at their prices. Like TJ Maxx has forgotten that they are TJ Maxx. Used to be a Maxxinista, not anymore. Like I saw something in there in TJ Maxx one time, and it was supposedly designer or whatever, and it was $500. I'm like, you have lost your mind, TJ Maxx. Have you forgotten why we come here? Prices for the minimum or whatever it was, and so. My first thing to do would be, I know people will be like, hey, we've got one of those AEDs, the automated external defibrillators, and you want me to get it for you? No, do not. Don't worry about it. We need you to help me pick him up. Let's pick him up. Let's all pick him up. Let's put him in my car. We're going to Marshall's. Okay? I'm going to take him to a Marshall's. I'm going to run him into Marshall's, and I'm going to prop him up. I'll hold his eyes open. And then I'll be like, all right, look at this shirt, son. This shirt at Marshall's is only $9.99. $9.99 for this gorgeous shirt. The same shirt at TJ Maxx is going to set you back $29. You're going to save money here, sir. And I think that would be enough to bring him back to consciousness.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then everyone would applaud around you and say, wow, what an awesome amateur first responder.
And you know what I would do too, just because I believe in finishing something out strong, I would have bought him the shirt. I'd be like, here you go. Here's your shirt.
You are such a servant.
Yeah, thank you.
Such a servant's heart.
Thank you.
Wow.
These are the things, again, though. It's like not till you've been in a situation and you've lived it, do you know how to react? Because this is the stuff they're not going to teach you at the Fire Academy. But, you can save a life today if you just follow all of my instructions.
Hey, Wally, do you have a minute?
Sorry, busy.
I have cake.
Oh, what do you need?
Yeah, see, that's a perfect example of even though we are busy, we make time for what's important.
Yeah, because going back to school as an adult, you're busy with work, you've got family, but if you want to make your education a priority, trust me, you can do it. Betty did.
Like when I first started, I was super intimidated because it had been a while since I've been in school. But from the very first conversation, I felt like they were setting me up for success.
Yeah, and going back to school with CCU's flexible online courses makes it so convenient.
Yeah, and what's so cool is every class has a biblical worldview perspective. And so you think, well, how can they turn math into a biblical worldview? They find a way.
Yeah, and that was one of my jobs when I was teaching at CCU, was integrating not just the facts and figures of things, but how your faith plays into what you're going to do.
CCU offers Christ-centered higher education, transforming students to impact the world with grace and truth.
Cultivate your mind without compromising your heart. Get started today at online.ccu.edu. Colorado Christian University is a nonprofit impact partner.
Hey, it's Nate Bargatze. Excited to let you know that I am a voice on Way now. So if you want to hear this in your car, I will see you on the road.
Nate Bargatze is not affiliated with Way FM, does not approve this message, or even know that Wally, exists. It's news-ish on The Wally Show.
So is Chick-fil-A in trouble?
No!
I know.
Don't say that.
I know. Well, if you apply the sitcom...
I rebuke it.
Yeah. If you apply the sitcom rule of adding a random cousin to the mix, then somehow they might be.
What do you mean?
Chick-fil-A is launching a beverage-focused concept called Daybright.
Daybright. What does that mean?
Daybright, okay? It's a restaurant that will feature specialty coffees, smoothie, cold pressed juices, and food, but not Chick-fil-A food. Like, they're not going to have the Chick-fil-A menu.
So is it
there.
going to be, are they going to add it to the Chick-fil-A menu?
No, it'd be its own thing, right?
It's going to be its own standalone
But it's owned
thing.
by Chick-fil-A?
But it's owned by Chick-fil-A. It's called Daybright. It's going to operate as a standalone concept. It's a subsidiary of Chick-fil-A, and their job is to create new concepts and services beyond the Chick-fil-A restaurants. They're going to do this in Atlanta first here in the fall. And then if it's successful, they'll roll it out. Chick-fil-A, did you know this already has another restaurant? Did you know about this?
What? No.
Yeah.
No.
They have another restaurant in Maryland, and it's called Little Blue Menu. And
how cute.
Yeah, I know. And I tried to look into this a little bit, because it was closed for a little bit, but then they said that was for remodeling. And then I'm trying to find other locations, and it seems like this is the only one. It said something like you could DoorDash something from Nashville, but then it was a real murky, and Yelp was useless.
I think it's interesting that Chick-fil-A is trying to branch out, and I commend them for it. However, it doesn't mean that everything is a home run, because you think about that time that they did like the vegan chicken or something, and then it never really took off.
And they changed their fries too.
Yeah, they tried it in Atlanta, and they were like, we're going to test it out and see how it goes. And then it didn't really make it.
It doesn't make sense to me when you're already really successful. I think you get successful and you look around, you're like, well, we've hit the top. What else do we do? But maybe we could do other things. And you're really good at that. Just stay focused. You're great just the way you are. Don't get distracted. You're a Christian company, and you do great service. So let me Jesus juke this with a little bit of business advice from the Bible. Proverbs 4:25 and 27. Look straight ahead and fix your eyes on what lies before you. Mark out a straight path for your feet and stay on that path. Don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from moving to evil. That's exactly it.
But if they came up with a drink that put in competition the Dunkin' Donuts coffee that you love,
Look at that.
you would be eating all your words.
But they won't be able to do that because Dunkin'.
How do you know?
Because Dunkin's staying in their lane. They're just perfecting coffee and donuts.
They don't know what lane they're in. Honestly, sometimes they don't even show up to the race.
I will say this, that companies they look at distraction like growth. They get distracted, I think, but they're like, oh, we're going to grow. We're going to do something new. And it pulls them farther and farther from their original mission. And so, man, just please keep doing chicken and great service the way you've done for so long. Don't get greedy, because the Bible also says you cannot serve both God and money. You're making enough money off of all of us. Don't do this other nonsense. Just chicken and my pleasure. That's all you got to do. Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. I learned something about myself yesterday. I am impatient.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
This is brand new information.
Thank you for your fake surprise.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, we know, and you know I'm impatient. We all know that. Like, I just am. But I learned the lengths and the depths of my impatience.
Okay.
Like, it was so glaring. Okay?
What happened?
All right, so buckle up. It's going to be a little bit of a ride. You got to follow me, okay? So I love my Dunkin' coffee. I get the we call it the Beast. It's 6 caramel, 6 cream, and 6 liquid cane sugar. It's delightful.
It's quite biblical.
And so I go to this Dunkin' by my house, which used to be the best Dunkin' ever. They got you in under 90 seconds, and it was great. Now it's a train wreck. If I ever see more than 2 cars in there, I pass them by because it takes forever to get through there. So I'm going to pick up a donut for my wife and coffee for me. So I see there's 2 cars in there. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I go and I get her thing, and I come back by and I see that there is now a line of cars out the driveway. I'm like, absolutely not going in there. So I thought, okay, maybe I'll go in, but then I saw the parking lot was full. So I'm like, dadgummit. All right, so I'm not going to do that. I know there's another Dunkin' also close to my house. I'm going to go there. Same problems, though. They can't get their drive-thrus worked out. So I go to that Dunkin', and I'm like, people in the drive-thru. So I don't go in. I go fill up my car with gas, and I come back. Still people in the drive-thru. So I do not go into that Dunkin'.
At this point, you could have probably gotten into the drive-thru and had your coffee by now.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. I've already gone to 2 Dunkins. So I pause. I put a pin in it.
Okay.
I go, you know what? I'm going to be in Franklin later. I'm going to go to that Dunkin'. I go to that Dunkin' by my work, and the line is all the way wrapped around the building. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. So I drive in. I'm going in. I go to that Dunkin', sign on the front window. Sorry, lack of people working. Got to go to the drive-thru. It's closed.
Time.
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't get it.
So then I'm like, I'm not going to that Dunkin'. I go to a 4th Dunkin'.
Do you have a
Honestly,
problem?
I'm getting impatient just hearing the story.
I go to a 4th Dunkin'. I get in there, and the lady is so kind. She gives me my coffee. I'm done in under 90 seconds. And I said, let me just stop you for a second. Thank you. You are an angel. You are doing the Lord's work here today. This is my 4th Dunkin' that I've been to because I was too impatient to wait. I mean, I literally drove multiple miles in multiple locations just to avoid waiting in a line for maybe what would have been 10 minutes. But even that's a crime in a drive-thru. But like, I drove and I waited over an hour and a half ultimately to get my coffee.
Oof.
I mean,
you, sir, are a true American hero.
But that is the depths and how I learned how impatient I really am. That it was worth it for me more to drive to multiple places than it was to sit in one place for 10 minutes.
Now what are you going to do to fix it?
I can't. I wish I could. I wish if I could buy all of those Dunkin' Donuts and make them more efficient, I would do it in a heartbeat because I want to keep other people from having to go through what I've been through and the trauma, the PTSD and all that stuff. Thank you. So here's what I want to talk about with you. 855-33-WAY-FM. What is something that you've learned about yourself? But how did you learn it about yourself? That's the thing I'm interested in. Like, I know I'm impatient, but I learned the depths of my impatience with how many Dunkins I went to just to avoid waiting in a line for 10 minutes. All right. So how did you learn that something about yourself is what's important to me? 855-33-WAY-FM. And I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not the only one.
He's not crazy.
No, I'm not.
He's not.
855-33-WAY-FM. We'll take your stories right now. What is that thing you learned about yourself and how?
Well, this is more what I've learned about you. I wanted to say, yes, that might be impatient not to wait in line, but you waited an hour and a half for your coffee. How patient was that?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was sitting here thinking I was a bad person, and Betty was trying to make me think that I'm a horrible person.
Wait a minute. Do not support this bad behavior.
Melissa is doing the Lord's work today. She's encouraging me. She's edifying my soul.
She's wrong.
Thank you, Melissa.
Betty, I'm not wrong. He was very patient waiting on his coffee.
In my impatience led me to more patience. Therein lies the genius and the beauty. Thank you, Melissa.
And the ignorance.
What is something you've learned about yourself and how?
So I have a very rare form of muscular dystrophy that causes episodes of complete paralysis, partial paralysis, and or giant flopping around like a fish. And so I had a long episode of paralysis for a couple of months, and afterward my husband so kindly sat me down and said, honey, I just need to let you know that when you have your episodes, you're really not nice. You're bossy and controlling and kind of mean. I don't think you mean to be, but I just want to let you know.
Did it make you more aware of it to where you're like, well, even in this episode, I'm going to try to be different?
Oh, 100%. We recently talked about it because I've been having episodes every day for a couple of weeks, and he said, I can't believe how hard you tried. And it was an easy switch. It wasn't difficult. It was just me letting go of the control. I can't control my body, so it's trying to control other things around me and to get those done and then have kind conversations with him instead of like, I need the floors mopped. You know, it was like, hey, babe, can I make you a list of some things that I need done possibly, you know, when you have some time besides working full-time, caring for me full-time? Could you do these other things?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not too much trouble, I mean, could you mop the floor? I am paralyzed, by the way, you know?
If it's not too much.
How did you learn something about yourself?
I learned pretty much the same lesson as you, because I'm very much a Starbucks lady. I was just like you. I'm very impatient as well. I have things to do as soon as I drop off my kids in the morning. I am like, go, go, go. I have to have my strawberry drink every morning. And when the line is long, I'll go to different locations. But it wasn't until like a couple months back where I started to see this is ridiculous. Like, I cannot do this. So I started asking God, you know, just to help me, like just in general, just general patience.
Yeah, you bring this up, and I really did learn something like faith-based from that movie, Evan Almighty, about how I think God actually deals with us when it comes to things like patience.
If someone prays for patience, you think God gives them patience? Or does he give them the opportunity to be patient?
Exactly. And I think that's what I have learned.
Yeah, like, because when you're sitting in line waiting for that, and there's nothing wrong with wanting that Starbucks drink, maybe you and myself should spend that time talking to God and not, like, wishing bad things on the people in front of us.
Yeah, I agree.
I've always wanted to be one of those movie announcer guys. From Affirm Films and director Sean McNamara comes Soul on Fire, based on the incredible true story. Pretty good, right, Rock?
That's really good.
Now you try it, Betty.
When John O'Leary suffers burns over 100% of his body, it's a battle for survival. But through the care and support of community heroes, John's resilience leads him to discover what it means to truly live.
You know, we're not the best movie announcers, so let's just do it this way. It stars Joel Courtney, John Corbett, Stephanie Sozak, Macy McLean, with Devon Franklin and William H. Macy.
Soul on Fire, rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. In theaters October 10th. For tickets and information, go to soulonfiremovie.com.
He put on his big boy pants for this today.
Gavin doesn't cry.
It's news-ish.
Gavin, you ready for some love?
On The Wally Show.
When it comes to driving, I'm a big believer in driving the speed limit.
Good for you.
Follow all the rules, be safe, but apparently nearly every American driver admits that they have performed at least one aggressive driving behavior in the past year. Now, aggressive behavior is defined as running red lights, speeding. They didn't give a specific number. I'll say 10 over. Like, I think that that's quote-unquote aggressive to me.
I don't think it's aggressive to drive over the speed limit. I think it's life-giving in the sense that well, no, be like
it could be life-taking.
Well, no, because I find myself when I leave here for work, from work to go home, I will be driving and I'm not even looking at my speedometer. I'm driving the flow of traffic. I'm not passing people. People aren't passing me. We're all just moving at the same speed. I will look down and it'll be like 85, 90 miles an hour. It's lunacy.
I don't even know what law enforcement can't do anything at that point.
You'll get run over out there. Like, so then when I see that, I then will move into the slower lane and cut it back to 9 miles over.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It also included honking.
Wait, I should say allegedly. Allegedly.
Yeah. Do we have any police officers listening that live in honking, cutting off other vehicles on the road? Some people even admit to bumping other drivers out of frustration or something that qualifies as a violent act.
Road rage is a serious thing. I tell my daughter, I'm like, I know you get frustrated like I do when you drive, but I'm like, please don't gesture, don't honk. And you only honk if you are about to get hit and you need to. Don't honk, don't do anything, because you never know when you as a woman are going to run across that one crazed individual that doesn't care that you're a woman and was raised by wolves and doesn't see a difference and doesn't know how to treat or respect a woman. And and you find yourself in a situation that gets serious quickly.
My dad taught me the same lesson.
He's like, I know Gavin has no survival skills. Uplifting Way FM. This is The Wally Show. And I love finding faith-based stuff on TikTok, and I thought this guy handled one of the toughest theological questions from non-believers. The way he did it was fantastic, because he was on a radio show, and here's the setup for it.
I was on a secular radio talk show, and so I went on the air. He says, okay, don't you quote me one Bible verse over my airwaves. You got that? He said, I submit to you that you Christians are unreasonable because you don't consider my viewpoint. He said, my viewpoint is just as valid as your Christian viewpoint, and I'm a good person, and I should be let into heaven. And if your God doesn't let me in, then he's actually guilty of a hate crime.
Interesting thought.
Oh.
So how do you defend against that when the rules of engagement here are don't quote the Bible to me, you know? And I get that, because if you don't believe in the Bible, then you're like, well, none of that matters to me, so convince me otherwise. And this guy, I think, knocked it out of the park.
I said, okay, say you went and found the most expensive home in the country, knocked on their door, and said, excuse me, but I'm moving in with you because I'm a good person. What do you think the people would say? No, right? You have no relationship with them. I said, but you go through your whole life. You have nothing to do with God. You deny Jesus as a son of God, which he said is the only way to his house. Then at the end of your life, you have the nerve to come knock on his door, demand to live there because you're a good person. What does good have to do with it? You don't know him. You have no relationship with him.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because he brings up a valid point, and I would be interested to know how that man reacted after he said that, because you wouldn't want anyone, just because they say they're good. I don't know you.
And
I don't know your name.
Good is not the qualification,
right?
You know, and he did such a good job at explaining like what the concept of the gospel is without even using any of the Christianese or the Bible to do so. I thought that was a really good example, and maybe one that if you have someone in your life that is wrestling through that kind of concept of works and goodness, you know, and all roads lead to heaven, it might be a great response for you to share with them. But the thing I do want to talk about with you, 855-33-WAY-FM, that's 855-33-WAY-FM, is have you ever heard of some sort of a biblical analogy or something that helped you understand a Bible or faith principle, but it wasn't, you know, biblical in nature, like it wasn't directly pulled from the Bible? It was an analogy kind of like this guy's of something that helped explain faith or Christianity to you in a way that was non-religious, so to speak, but it landed with you. I'd love to know that, because people need to hear these kind of things, and other people need to share these with people in their lives that they don't know how to answer certain questions. So if you got something, I'd love to hear it right now. 855-33-WAY-FM. That's 855-33-WAY-FM, and we'll take yours right now. So what is something that you've learned about your faith that wasn't necessarily biblical in nature, but it was a great analogy?
So somebody compared the love of our God as being our Holy Father to the way we feel as parents about our own children. They may do behaviors that we don't love. They may displease us in other ways, but we never love them less because they made a bad choice, because they made a mistake. We always want them to come home to us, to return to their roots of what they've been taught, and the love that's always there no matter where they go. And that's how our Father looks at us.
You know, you're not the only one that I've heard say this. I've heard of a lot of my friends say that once they became mothers or fathers, their eyes were completely open to how God sees them, and it really helped their spiritual walk, their relationship with God. Unfortunately, I can't get that experience. I don't have any kids. I try that with my 2 cats, but most of the time I just want to hurt them.
Yes.
Well, that's the forgiveness of God, because, you know.
So, Crystal, what was a faith-type concept that you learned without being quoted chapter and verse?
It was something so simple. It said that there was a guy who was sitting on a fence, and on one side was God, and on the other side was the devil, and he had to make the choice. And he didn't want to, because he didn't fully know if he wanted to go with God. He knew he didn't want to go with the devil, but he wasn't fully there with God yet. And so then shortly after that, it went dark, and God was gone, but then the devil came out of the darkness up to him and said, "Come with me." And the guy said, "I didn't choose you." And the devil said, "That fence belongs to me."
Ultimately, when you don't make a decision, you really are making a decision.
Well, that's that line in that Rush song, because I was thinking the same thing.
Rush, as in like the 80s band?
The band, Rush, yeah. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. And that is a very spiritual concept as well, even though it wasn't intended for that purpose. If you choose not to choose God, you still are making a choice, and one leads to life and one does not.
Exactly.
The Bible say in 2nd Deuteronomy of the book of Jericho that the eye for the tooth and the tooth for the people, and everybody who got the eye, you punch them in it.
What?
I can tell you don't read the Bible.
Uplifting Way FM, this is The Wally Show. In addition to the music that we play here, one of the other important things we do is give out free Bibles, because it's important for people that maybe don't have access to a Bible or have never, don't even know where to go get one or can't afford one, can get the Word of God into their hands. It's like super important. And I love that we do this. Like, I think it's great. And so we, though, like to have fun from time to time to show you the importance of how much we have learned the Bible. Gavin will give Betty Rock and myself a quiz. By the way, if you want to check out getting a free Bible, all you have to do,
text the word Bible to 91979. That's Bible to 91979.
Now watch me destroy Betty in biblical knowledge.
Which is all that it matters at
absolutely.
this point. Okay, first question for both of you. This is just pure speed. Be fast here. Which person in the Bible did not have their name changed? Sarah, Jacob, David.
That seemed simpler the way you set it up.
Betty.
Wally. Yeah.
David?
Yeah. Why'd you spend...
Yeah, duh, Wally. Why did you hesitate?
I don't know. I couldn't remember my name.
Because he doesn't know scripture.
Sarah? What was her name?
No, which person in the Bible did not have their name changed?
Yeah, and she said David.
Sarah was Sarai.
Oh.
And then Jacob, or Sarah became Sarai.
Yeah, she became
Jacob
Sarai.
became...
You don't know that.
Jacob became...
Jack.
Became...
Israel.
Duh.
Yeah,
and David's just
good old Dave.
Plain old David.
Did he even keep on playing? I don't know.
Speaking of David, when he was a shepherd as a young man before he was king, which two animals did David fight?
Wally!
To defend his flock.
A lion and a bear.
That is correct.
Yeah! I didn't even need choices. Take that.
What a
Everybody knows that.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, heathen.
Okay. I doubled down.
Okay, so this is an interesting one. According to the New Living Translation, which is the one that we give out, what book of the Bible contains the shortest verse in terms of character length?
What?
Isn't that interesting?
Character length.
Okay, but so we'll just see what we do here. Job, John, or Matthew?
Job, John, or Matthew? Betty. I have no idea. John.
Okay. Actually incorrect.
Yeah, because you'd think it was John 11:35, Jesus wept.
Yes.
But like...
See what he's trying to do there. Because that's the only reference he knows.
That's my favorite verse in the Bible.
This surprised me when I learned this.
I'm going to go Job.
Okay, Job does have a verse. It is literally, it's Job 3:2.
Okay.
And it just says, he said.
Yes! It has less characters than Jesus wept.
But
All right.
It's a tiny verse, literally.
You just got lucky.
I just got godly, and you got God smacked. So there you go. If you'd like to get your very own free Bible so you can prove how much better you are than all your friends, the total wrong reason to get one, but we'd love to send you a free Bible so you can delve into it and learn more about the character of God and who he is and who you are in his story. All you have to do is text the word Bible, Bible, to 91979, and we will send you a link.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.
Uplifting Way FM. This is The Rock Report with Betty Rock.
You know, this is going to be funny, Rock Report, because I was preparing you two for something else. I didn't scroll up from my Word document all the way. So it turns out that I'm not really prepared, but we're just going to swing with it, okay?
Yeah, okay, let's go.
I've been here before.
Yeah.
Nate Bargatze!
Hey, I love Nate Bargatze!
Hey! Okay, so if you didn't catch it, he hosted the Emmys for the very first time, and originally, because the producers had come to him and they said, hey, we want to keep this thing short. People go over when they give their thank you speeches. We need a creative idea on how to keep people's speeches short. He said, I've got it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give $100,000 to the Boys and Girls Club
of America.
He said, and I'm going to announce that any addition, if they exceed 45 seconds in their speech, they're going to take out $1,000 from that donation, okay?
Love that idea.
But if they go under the 45 seconds, then he'll add an extra $1,000 to
I
the
never
donation.
heard how this went.
Well, it turns out that he ended up having to give the Boys and Girls Club $250,000.
Nice.
That's a lot of money.
Nice.
That's a lot of money. Now, Nate did say at the beginning of the Emmys, like when he's up there in his tux, he made the announcement and he explained the situation to all the nominees for the Emmys. But he says, I think I didn't get the message across better. I should have done it better, because he said what he envisioned were people going over the acceptance speeches and then saying, I'm sorry, Boys and Girls Club, but whatever I took out of the donation, Netflix is going to cover me, or you name it.
Out of their own bank account.
Right. They're going to cover me. But I think maybe the nominees, the A-listers, didn't realize that they could do that. They thought it was all Nate Bargatze.
Yeah.
So anyways, now he's having to write a big, huge check.
Oh, I totally would have chosen to hose him.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, of course. But all that to say, he said, I wish I would have sent an email.
No, but I love it. You know, at the end of the day, it's good press for him, too, and he writes a check. I mean, the guy's a multimillionaire. And deservedly so, because he's created a product that people are consuming because he's good. He's clean, and he's funny, and he's had great success. And I love in a world like of comedy and stuff like that where like using the F word as an adjective is so commonplace. And to see him use words and the power of words and not using bad words to tell a story and still have the impact, I think is great.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it just goes to show that he's got a lot of qualifications. He's got a good gift. He can still be funny without the bad.
Absolutely. You know what? And in honor of that, we're going to play a short Nate Bargatze clip, him talking about not being that smart and going back in time. This is one of my favorite classic Nate ones.
Like if I can go back in time tonight and go back to like the 20s, knowing everything I know right now, I don't think I would make a difference. I don't think you guys would even hear about it. I don't think you would. I just don't, like, because I don't have anything to get, like I would go back and I would see like some guy on an old phone and I'd be like, hey, eventually they have phones you like carry in your pocket. And they're like, yes, like how do they do it? I'm like, I mean, I don't know how they do it. I think it's a satellite. They're like, what's a satellite? Oh, I should have even said that.
Uplifting Way FM. This is the Wally Show, and it's fun to celebrate your birthday, and getting some presents is always a nice little thing, just for being born and really doing nothing.
Because it's your day.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have that person in your life that's just hard to buy for. They seem to have everything, or they're just very picky. And that's why I loved this video that I stumbled across. So it was this girl. She must have fallen into that category with her friends. And so she said all she wanted for her birthday when they got together at this restaurant to celebrate her, she said, I want you to come with some good tea. Not drinkable tea, but like tea as in like gossip. Yeah, like something like a big secret. And it doesn't have to pertain to anyone in that group per se.
That would have been more fun.
Right. But it was so funny to see the video because she just stood up at the front of the table and each person took turns going up to her and telling her a secret. And you see her face just lighting up. She's like, oh, what?
That's so funny.
And of course she can't say anything, but that's all she wanted for her birthday. I just thought it was creative in that it's not something you can buy at a store, but it's still something that she wanted.
Yeah, I love that. That would be a great birthday gift for me because I'm like you say that I fall into that category of someone who's difficult to buy for.
You like expensive things. You're very bougie.
Yeah, well, it's not that. I just like I like exciting things, and those
that
things
are expensive.
Yeah, like I like to do things. But like if you ever brought in some gossip on people here. Oh my gosh, that'd be fantastic. I would love that.
We're not supposed to gossip.
I know that. That's why it's a birthday gift. You don't do it every day. It's special. All right, so let's talk about this, though. 855-33-WAY-FM. That definitely counts as a very unusual birthday gift, okay? I've never heard that before. I think that's really creative and funny. what is an unusual birthday gift that maybe you've seen somebody else get, maybe you would like yourself? That's, if you're hard to buy for, that person that's hard to buy for, what did you do for them that was kind of out of the norm? Like Betty Rock recently did an unusual birthday gift, which tanked. For your friend, where you let her go and buy things.
Wait a minute. No, that didn't tank at all.
And then donate it.
Yes, my friend Dina, she's got everything under the sun. She's fine. She doesn't want anything for herself, but she loves dogs.
Yeah.
She has 3 herself. And I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if I just told her, I'm giving you this amount of money. We're going to go wherever you want, but we're going to spend this money that I'm giving you for your birthday on items that the local pound, the Humane Society, needs for homeless dogs. She absolutely loved it.
Tanked.
She said, we're going to do this again next year.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, it tanked for me. Like I
Because
would.
you don't like giving to others.
I would not like that gift, so don't try that with me. I'm going to name a star after you. Don't try that.
It wasn't like that.
Okay, so 855-33-WAY-FM is the number. We'll take yours right now. What's that unusual gift that actually is a good gift for somebody for a birthday? 855-33-WAY-FM. So what is a creative birthday gift that you've seen or given or want, Sarah?
So the gift that was given to me was actually my friend redecorated my balcony, and she made a Zen garden for me.
Oh, wow.
It was the best gift ever.
How did she surprise you with it, or did she just tell you, I'm going to do this, and then did it for you, or was it like a reveal?
So she was trying to have me out of the house, but apparently I got home when she wanted to do it. So she just marched in my house and said, sorry, I'm redoing your patio. And she just started bringing bags and bags of stuff all over. And
so sweet.
It was the best gift ever.
Gavin has a Zen garden, like on his desk. He's got one of those little Chinese sand things and a little tiny rake, and it's supposed to make you feel like more at peace and more calm. But like he still gets nervous and throws up in his mouth like at least once or twice a week.
Yeah, maybe it's because you make in the sand with your finger little messages for him.
Yeah, you're fired. So what have you seen?
So my sister was marrying her high school sweetheart, and they needed nothing. So I looked at some of her favorite things, which was Chip and Joanna Gaines and their show Fixer Upper. So I reached out to Chip and Joanna Gaines and the show and said, my sister's getting married. I really would like to get them a unique wedding gift, or what advice would you give? And they actually wrote a letter and an autographed photo and sent it for me to frame and make for them.
Wow.
Yes, they hang it in their mudroom, and it's their little marriage advice from a couple who they look up to.
That is amazing. And really, you hit the right person on the right day. Because, I mean, if you had hit them 3 days later, they might have been busy and, like, couldn't get to it or meant to, or were like, no. But, like, you hit them on the right day, and they'll do that. People always ask me about different, like, Christian artists and stuff like that. I'm like, hit them up on their socials, because sometimes it's a good look for them as well on their socials, and you give them content, and you get something out of it, too. And so it never hurts to ask. That's a great one.
The big ask that I opened it with was, would you consider coming to the wedding? And I knew that would be a no, which meant any other ask after that was going to be easy.
Yeah, see, that's a negotiation principle. It's called door in the face, foot in the door. And so you give them like the worst thing first, where it's like a big ask, and then you're like, well, we're not doing that. I guess we could write a letter, you know? And so that's genius. Nicely done. That's a really good primer for anyone else that's like trying to get something out of a celebrity. I got to try and figure out how to do this with Mike Rowe for Betty.
He better not give me any marriage advice. If anything, he needs to be proposing marriage to me.
Exactly. So maybe that's what I do is I hit him up with, hey, would you write a letter of encouragement to this single girl or marry her? And maybe he'll take the second option. So what have you done?
Well, my birthday will be on November the 1st. But back in July, I was at an event, and I bought my brother his birthday present, which is in October. So I gave it to him, and I said, hey, I got your birthday present. And he's like, oh. So I give it to him, and then I said, and I'm going to tell you what I want for my birthday. And he's like, okay. And I said, I want you to come to church with me. He kind of puzzled. And I said, if you come to church with me, that would be my biggest birthday present. Because he's kind of a straight from church.
Oh, that is a great idea, because he wants to probably honor you as a sister. It seems low impact. It's certainly cheap. And then you should also say, oh, and by the way, since you're not getting me anything, at least put a little money in the tithe.
Pay my tithe. nice for me.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's the end, but it doesn't have to be. Check out our Aftercast. It's new stuff you didn't hear in the podcast. Be sure to rate us on iTunes as well as connect with us on social media. Just search Wally Show. And if you'd like to join our Facebook group made exclusively for you potties, the link is in the description of this podcast. Thanks to Colorado Christian University Online for supporting what we do.